KSL's Cold podcast is back this week with an unproven tactic that helped put Joyce Yost killer in prison, not for her murder, but for her rape.
Yeah, now for the first time ever, Dave Cawley is talking to the woman who brought Joyce's story to life after she was dead.
In a case of he said, she said, what can lawyers do when she isn't there to say anything?
I'm sitting here 42 years later. She's not, because of this.
After the disappearance of Joyce Yost in 1985, prosecutors had to get creative.
We were pretty nervous. It was the first time we prosecuted a rape case without a victim in the state of Utah. And so, we're nervous.
27-year-old Doug Lovell faced charges of kidnapping and sexual assault for what he had done to Joyce. She had testified against Lovell in a preliminary hearing, convincing a judge to schedule a trial. Then she vanished.
We all knew that it wasn't good.
Police searched Joyce's apartment and found nothing but a blood-stained washcloth. They located her car behind a water tower in the Weber County foothills. Hardly enough evidence to pinpoint where Joyce was.
With all leads exhausted and nowhere to turn, police are now trying a long shot, a psychic. The psychics used personal items of Yost to try to get a feeling for the case. They examined this picture of her and her car keys. They also walked through her apartment to try to pick up any kind of lead on the case.
These psychics found nothing, but Joyce's family did, making a disturbing discovery as they moved Joyce's things out of her apartment.
And as we lifted the bed up and put it up on its side, the whole bottom of the bed was all bloodstained.
Police had missed a major clue.
They were all looking at each other. You didn't turn the bed over. You didn't turn the bed over.
Even this discovery didn't bring the detectives any closer to finding Joyce. Then came time for the rape trial against Doug Lovell. Prosecutors were without their victim and key witness, but they had a backup plan.
My name is Marilee Gren.
A stand-in, Marilee Gren, then a secretary in the prosecutor's office, agreed to play the part of Joyce.
She was extremely professional. She read it just like Joyce had said it.
Judges won't normally let witnesses speak to what somebody else said, but because Joyce had already given her sworn testimony in court and the defense had cross-examined her, the judge made an exception.
Judge Page cautioned strongly, no theatrics. I was just to, basically be neutral and read it. And so I did.
Marilee read Joyce Yost's transcript, word for word.
I tried to get out of my car, realizing I was definitely in a situation that my life was at stake.
The jury deliberated just 1 hour before reaching a verdict.
I stepped out of the county attorney's office to get a drink at the drinking fountain, and he was coming back with Douglas Lovell, and the jury was back, and it was a quick decision. And he was telling Doug, it's not good when they come back so quick. And I remember bending over the fountain thinking, yes.
Doug Lovell was guilty, thanks in large part to Marilee giving voice to Joyce's words.
I think it was pretty important because it tied the evidence to the case. I don't think if she hadn't been to the prelim and they hadn't allowed the Davis County Attorney Secretary to read that, he might not have been convicted on the rape. We had all the evidence, but it just, this had never happened before in Utah. And you've got to have something that ties that evidence together. And her testimony tied it together. So that's what did it.
Joyce's family watched as bailiffs dragged Lovell away.
He had like a smirk on his face, and he stopped right there in his tracks. And he looked at me and he said, "She's gone, buddy. She's gone. You'll never find her."
The 4th episode of Cold's 2nd season is available right now for free exclusively on Amazon Music.